Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Politics here at the Hindu with Nistula Hebbar, where we try and look at events, unpack them as they create a buzz in domestic politics. Well, elections this week concluded for 3 states and 1 union territory, not without its share of heat and dust, and continue to go on in West Bengal, all of it coming to a head on May 2nd. So I thought this week we all could do with a bit of diversion and take a look at what's been happening in Maharashtra, where State Home Minister Anil Deshmukh had to quit early this week after a High Court sanction to a CBI inquiry against him on allegations laid against him by Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Bir Singh. This very obvious political upset for the Mahavikas Aghadi government in Maharashtra, which is a coalition of the Shiv Sena, the Nationalist Congress Party and the Indian National Congress, all started with the arrest of Assistant Police Inspector in Mumbai Police Sachin Vaze by the National Investigative Agency. The arrest was in connection with an explosive-laden car being found outside the home of one of India's most prominent industrialists, Mukesh Ambani. The arrest of an assistant police inspector has cast a rather long shadow on the Maharashtra government. How is this possible? For that, we'll also have to look at just who Sachin Vaze is. Sachin Vaze basically was one of the band of encounter specialists, a very colourful character in the annals of Mumbai police. And these encounter specialists ruled the roost in the 1990s and early 2000s till his own run came to an end when he was implicated in a case of custodial death and lost his job with the police in 2005. Very surprisingly, he was reinstated in the police force in 2020 under the now former police commissioner Param Bir Singh. How do all these lines intersect? Sachin Vaze's arrest while being in charge of the Ambani investigation, the mysterious death of Mansukh Hiran, the man under whose name the explosive-laden car was registered, opened a huge can of worms in Maharashtra politics. The opposition, the BJP, especially former Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, leapt at the chance to demand that heads must roll for a botch-up of this kind. They also implied that there were attempts to run an extortion racket from within the Mumbai police, and the proximity of Sachin Vaze, his return to the police force after such a long gap, etc., and his political proximity basically to Shiv Sena and NCP leaders. The beleaguered MVA government posted out Param Bir Singh out of the Mumbai Police Commissioner's office, but it seems that Mr. Singh was determined not to go quietly. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Bir Singh then set out to do something that created more of a controversy in this already very complicated saga. He wrote to Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray informing him that the Home Minister of the state, Anil Deshmukh, was in cahoots with Sachin Vaze in order to run an extortion racket in the city to collect at least 100 crore every month, allegedly from pubs and restaurants, around 1700 of them spread across Mumbai. These were very, very explosive allegations. Maharashtra Assembly MLAs and the opposition, all of them protested very loudly, saying that these were very serious allegations and that the Home Minister should quit. The Home Minister did not, and Mr. Param Bir Singh, he moved to Supreme Court asking that an inquiry, a high-level independent inquiry, be done on the issue. He didn't find any relief from there, but at the High Court, a different PIL, while the High Court dismissed Mr. Param Bir Singh's PIL notice, a different PIL was admitted and a CBI inquiry against the Home Minister of Maharashtra was sanctioned. This was a very big scalp for the opposition to get, and also created a lot of unease within the coalition of the Mahavikas Aghadi, with the coalition partners not very comfortable with the way that the government's image was taking a beating. And if all this was not enough, Sachin Vaze himself allegedly named another minister of the Mahavikas Aghadi government, Anil Parab, saying that there were some attempts to run an extortion racket, etc., which Mr. Parab has denied. So the Maharashtra saga seems set to be even more exciting in the days to come. And at this slightly complicated note, we leave the tale here, only to revisit it a little later. I hope you all have a good week.